Hello! My name is Leebobawitz, and welcome to Sound of Drop Fall into Poison. I heard about this game a little bit ago when I was kind of just looking through Steam, trying to find something fun to play, and it's a visual novel, but I've heard it's different. It doesn't go down the usual, who are you going to date? Who are you going to end up with? It's more of a mystery, horror kind of thing, so I'm really interested to see how it goes. And yeah, let's go for it. I don't think I can see true ends. There's 4. Oh, hey, I got an achievement. Traces of the girl. There's 4 true ends, and there are 3, 6, 9, 12, 14, 16, 18, 21, 24 bad ends. Total of 28 ends. So, yeah. Configuration? Yeah. There we go. Back to title screen. Alright, let's get to it. Boop. Sound of drop fall into poison. The name's kind of weird, but what can you do? Before she realized it, the girl was standing before an imposing door. The girl occasionally came to Mountain Aquarium alone. She watched the manta rays, she watched the jellyfish, and finally she decided it was time to go home. There's someone singing in the background. Why are you singing a cappella or whatever it is you're singing? Girl, where is this? She had her doubts, but there should be nothing else there except for the aquarium. She assured herself she had probably wandered off onto a side path. The door before her had a large padlock hanging from it. Just as she had heard, it was unlocked and merely dangling there. Gulp. The girl drew in a breath. Being locked would usually mean it was a place she shouldn't enter. Being open just meant that a staff member had forgotten to lock it, so going in was out of the question. Her curiosity piqued. She was past the point of persuasion. Her imagination ran wild and her mind raced at the prospect of what might lie beyond the door. Just for a little bit, just justified it to herself to go there. She opened the door and saw lots of glass tanks. Several types of fish hailing from the deep sea, from football fish and oarfish to pelican eels with barrel eyes, were swimming about. Why isn't this an exhibit? She thought it over. What's with this music? I don't know if I like it. She thought it over, wondering why this would be in a closed-off area. Behind her, the door shut on its own. The girl spaced out, staring at the deep-sea fish swimming about. They would leap from the tank and swim in mid-air. The entirety of the room was the fish in their ocean. Though it was an unnatural occurrence, the girl treated it as quite normal, because fish jumping out of their tanks is cool. Wasn't there originally a deep-sea fish booth that was shut down? I don't know if Ooh, that was spooky! She suddenly remembered. At that moment, her surroundings were dyed a deep red. The water in the tanks, the fluorescent lights, all of it was red. The girl's vision also became red. When she opened her eyes, the girl was back in her own room. It was well into the night. She couldn't remember how she had gotten home after all that. But more importantly, she had a bad feeling about something else. It isn't red here. She became aware of how hard it suddenly was to breathe. No matter how hard she gasped, she was unable to get oxygen into her body. Like the fish who couldn't breathe anywhere but in the water, she couldn't breathe unless she was inside that red color. She was convinced. On impulse, she threw open a window, leaned out, and thrust a hand outside. She couldn't inhale the wind flooding in her room. She could only smell its milky, unpleasant scent. More. At that moment, the girl's body was tossed into the air. For just a second, her body seemed to float like a fish in the sea. Her room was on the 12th floor of her apartment building. In her fading consciousness, the girl watched her blood flow endlessly from her body. It's red. Only then could she breathe. Now everything would be fine. Yeah, after you jumped out of a 12-story building, that'll work out great for you. The girl smiled. The full moon in the night sky smiled too. Oh, that's so sad. That's so sad. Ooh. Singing lady's gone. Drip, drip. The sound of falling drops. The moon was concealed behind the clouds, and all of the lights in the town were covered in water. The sound of it, the only thing left to resonate. She couldn't tell whether it was hot or cold, merely that the humid air was encircling her. That's creepy. Drip, drip. Wherever they were falling to, wherever they were coming from, the drops just continued to trickle out. Oh! That single drop. It stopped. I stopped it with both hands. Oh! It turned red. The sound of that solitary red drop. Oh. Oh, how delightful! Oh, that's fun. Oh, that's fun. Why, thank you. Oh. And now we're in a completely different pace. What's with this music? Oh, we got two girls here. Himino. Or at least there's an urban legend that goes like that. Mayumi. Talking about Mountain Aquarium again? That's your new thing, isn't it? While stuffing her lunch into her mouth, Tamagawa Himino spoke, her eyes sparkling. I had no idea which point in the story got her so excited. That's right! Isn't this the scariest part? That the girl jumped to her death, smiling after coming back from Mountain Aquarium? It's pretty bad. Yet, you don't seem the least bit scared, Himino. That's not true! I got chills running down my spine. Someone who's got chills running down her spine wouldn't be eating a pastry so cheerfully. I like Mayumi. Oh! Someone who's got chills running down her spine wouldn't be eating a pastry so cheerfully. And hey, that's my meatball! During a break in the conversation, Himino stole a side dish from my boxed lunch. This minced meat from growing calves and little piglets, it's the best! Why do you have to put it like that? Jeez, why did you have to make me lose my appetite? I'll give you the rest of it. All right, I'll take it. Himino takes the rest of the meatballs from my lunch with amazing rhythm. How nice of my friend. The reason that I, Nakanobi Mayumi, lost my appetite wasn't because of Himino's story scared me. Mountain Aquarium and I are connected in a way I'd rather not think about. Of course, Himino had no idea about knowing that connection. If she knew, she'd never mention Mountain Aquarium around me again. At the same time, I've been afraid that this thing might cause Himino to stop talking to me. Himino is pretty much my only friend. That's how I was in junior high. Up until, like, 9th, 10th grade, I only had, like, 1, maybe 2 real friends, so I totally get Mayumi. It isn't that I haven't talked to anyone since entering junior high, just that the only person I can actually call my friend is Himino. Seriously, I think the whole Mountain Aquarium rumor obsession is getting to be a bit much. Maybe. There's so many rumors, though. Like there's that there's a man's ghost in the tanks, that the deep sea fish booth is only open on a full moon when the water changes into blood, or that you can hear crying from behind the tanks. That earlier one goes with this one. Also, no, that's fine. You don't need to say anymore. Thank you. I say firmly, causing Himino to make a sour face. Soon after, Himino changes the subject, first to a TV drama that aired the night before, then to some cute fake nails with cats on them she found in a magazine. That's adorable. She then talks about a classmate who was dating a boy from a nearby private school, lighting on one subject before quickly changing to the next. Normally, the subject of Mainton Aquarium shouldn't have popped up again. Anyway, getting back to what we were talking about earlier. Huh? What exactly are we getting back to? Mainton Aquarium! I looked into it, and this Saturday will be a full moon. Huh? That was all I could say. The rest of my words were unable to come out. So we should go and see if the rumors are true or not! But I know you aren't interested in stuff like urban legends, Mayu, but next week we'll start prepping for the end of the semester and I won't be able to hang out with you. Lately we haven't gone anywhere together, have we? If the full moon was next Saturday, I'm sure Himino wouldn't have said anything. But I suspect because it happens to be this Saturday and next week happens to be our exam, she's chosen Mainton Aquarium. I know that I'm not hiding my confusion or my hot hesitation very well. Even so, Himino turns her carefree grin my way. Since it's an aquarium, even if the rumors aren't true, we can still have fun, right? Well, that's true. Usually anywhere I go with Himino, I have fun. Whether or not we'd have fun was not what I was worried about. By the way, Mayu, in the east building of Mainton Aquarium, they have a Haagen-Dazs. As in the Eden restaurant? They had closed up at one point, but it looks like they're reopening for a limited time. Really? Really? They have the cookies and cream flavor you like too, Mayu? Of course I hesitate, but in the end, that settles it. No matter what horrible, tragic thing has happened in my past, if there's cookies and cream ice cream, gosh darn it, I'm going. Then we'll go, as long as we definitely get some cookies and cream. Saying you have no money because you did too much shopping is out of the question. I know. After all, I'm something of a glutton myself. Fine, fine. In the end, we settle on Mainton Aquarium and ice cream for Sunday. Since I have already received my reward money for moving on to the next grade, I don't need to worry about my allowance. Still, it's been 5 years. Did you say something, Mayu? Nope, nothing. 5 years, nothing. I bite my tongue, covering the word that had carelessly spilled out. I'm looking forward to the aquarium. It's probably been about 10 years. I'm looking forward to the cookies and cream. It's probably been about 10 years. That's not true. It's the truth. That's the only thing I'll eat there. Himino goes, you little, as she playfully stretches my cheeks. The end of lunch chime sounds, and Himino goes back to her own seat. If it's with Himino, I'll be fine. That's what I told myself at the time. Oh, at the time? Oh, is that like chapter 1? Cool. That must be the end of chapter 1. Sunday is 3 days after that. The day I promised to go with Himino to Mainton Aquarium has arrived. We are to meet at noon at the Mainton Show station. As is customary for me, I arrived 30 minutes early. Leaning against a pillar, I do nothing but space out. Tons of people pass before me. Mainton is really crowded on days off. Even so, there aren't really that many families or groups of students. Everyone around me appearing to be adults. Because of that, I quickly begin to feel uneasy. You're so cute, though! Within the crowd, I am alone. Wow, that's emo. Inexplicably, my head starts to hurt. I wonder if Himino will be here soon. Well, you got there 30 minutes early! I mutter to myself, then look at my shoes. You wore heels? You're in junior high! What are you doing wearing heels? Deep blue sandal boots that were this year's newest product. When Mom and I stopped off at a department store on Saturday, she bought them for me after some coaxing on my part. They were far from what you'd call high quality, but they were still a bit pricey on a junior high schooler's allowance. I'm not usually the type to beg, but I couldn't take my eyes off these boots. My mom bought them with almost no resistance, saying, "You're going out of town, so you need to look your best." I liked both their form and their color and found them a better fit for the summer season than anything else. I take my cell phone out and check the time. There are still 15 minutes to go until we're to meet. Since Himino is always 3 minutes later than the time we established, I've got about another 20 minutes. I finished reading my paperback on the train, so I have nothing to kill time with. There's nothing I can do about it, so I decided to keep myself from boredom by watching the people pass by. If I don't keep myself distracted, horrible thoughts will revive in my mind. Why the heck would you get there early then? That makes no sense. I'm always worrying about what will happen if I'm late, though. It had actually been about a month and a half since Himino and I had gone out. We always talked at school, but rarely spent time together afterwards. You haven't spent time with anyone after school for a month and a half? Ooh, that's rough, my dear. Anyone who saw us probably thought we were opposites. Outings like this aside, I often spend my days off at home. When I was in elementary school, our family would go out often, but lately it's been limited to dining out on Saturdays. So when I'm asked what I do when I stay at home, I usually say I do nothing. Doing homework and watching TV is stuff that seems pretty common to me. You sound so depressed! On the other hand of the spectrum is Himino, who goes out regularly. I often hear stories of when she went to karaoke on weeknights, or about how she traveled out of town on Sundays. She's a member of an active sports club and often wants to hang out with them afterwards. Going out of town on the already limited days we have off tends to make me think, even though it's a day to rest, I don't feel very rested at all. In other words, something like this is a difference between Himino and I. And I'd like to point out, it's a difference between extroverts and introverts. It's not necessarily that introverts are like shy, timid, quiet creatures. It's just they recharge by being at home, while someone who's an extrovert gets their energy from being around people. So they are definitely the opposite ends of that spectrum. Without much common ground between us, why we became friends is... Sorry to leave you on such a note like that, but we're going to have to end it here. Let me know what you think of this game so far, if there's anything like it, or if you know any kind of secrets without spoiling anything. That would be awesome. So show that like button some love, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Bye!